JMC 6000 here on location doing a review of what I promised you, a Subaru, well, let me just turn around, the Subaru Solterra. So basically, as we look at the Subaru Solterra, it's basically a Subaru, well, pretty much it's a Toyota BZ4X in Subaru clothing. As you can see by the side shot here, pretty much all the panels are very unique to Subaru versus a Toyota version. You can see the back, it very much has Subaru styling, and I really like that about the Solterra versus the BZ4X. Of course, it's standard all-wheel drive. Of course, they say it's symmetrical all-wheel drive, but it's pretty much a dual motor system. As you can see, the tires here, Bridgestone Torrenzas. I believe these are riding on 20-inch rims. Trying to see where the size is. I cannot see where the size is. We'll figure that out. You can see, of course, all LEDs up front there. They got the very cool lighting signature right there. Has very unique Subaru styling. Let me see what size tires these are on this guy. They are 18s. All right, I was way off. Almost a flat floor in the back here. You can see this is what they call their premium trim, so it's kind of their entry-level trim of the Solterra. You have almost a flat floor back here. Plenty of room. This is my drive position. You got plenty of room back here. Air vents, USB-C charging ports. We have nice cloth back here, some padding up here, some gloss black, which I'm not a big fan of. Let's go ahead and look in the back. And this is not power, but back here we have some floor mats. We have the charging cord. This rear seats fold down, so decent amount of room back here. I doubt this comes with a spare, but that's pretty typical for electric vehicles. Now, the reason why I'm reviewing this is I wanted to check out the Subaru or the Toyota. The Subaru kind of presented itself an opportunity for it to review. Basically, I don't know if you guys know this, but the Toyota actually owns 20% of Subaru, and pretty much underneath this is pretty much all Toyota. I'm going to tell you what it feels like when I go behind the driver's wheel, but let's check out underneath the hood. It doesn't have a frunk. This actually has a regular kind of, trying to do this one hand. This is what's underneath the hood, no frunk. But you have the inverter right here. You have the 12-volt battery, some relays, some fuses, some cooling. The front motor is underneath all this mess. But yeah, so definitely some serviceability, but unfortunately you don't get a frunk. Oh no! And the license plate wants to fall off. That's hilarious. All right, we're going to sit that in there. I guess they didn't put the license plate on. All right, so behind the wheel of the Subaru Solterra, you guys, I can't see this, but you guys can see the face recognition right here that monitors if you're looking at the road. This is, you know, what the gauge cluster looks like. This is behind the wheel. Subaru actually is employed like a squircle, kind of a steering wheel. It's a little bit different than what's in the Toyota, but all the controls. This right here is a Toyota system. This right here is Toyota gauges straight out of the Prius or the BZ4X. All the turn signals, the switch gear, everything in this interior screams Toyota. And that's not a bad thing. I mean, Toyota has great switch gear, but basically when I drive this thing, it feels like I'm driving just a bigger all-electric version of a Prius is what I feel like when I'm in this thing. It's just a bigger all-electric version of the Prius. So, it doesn't, one of the issues I have with the Solterra is that it doesn't feel special. I mean, if you're going to drive an electric vehicle, at least you should have like a special feeling. But it is smooth, it is comfortable, it is quiet. It doesn't really have that big of a battery, but this is what it looks like inside the Solterra. I mean, everything. You know, again, the turn signals, the steering wheel controls, not necessarily the steering wheel, but the controls, and this right here, this gauge cluster right here, the infotainment. It is all Toyota. Again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Toyota makes great switchgear. I love Toyota's new infotainment system. I don't have the key on me right now. Just got done driving it. But a couple things. Let's go over my likes and dislikes about the Subaru Solterra. Number one, let's go over my likes. I love the way the exterior looks. I think the exterior sign looks great, looks amazing, absolutely phenomenal exterior styling. Absolutely looks great. I love the way it looks. Number two, one of the things I like about the Subaru Solterra, it is smooth, it is quiet, very easy to drive. It has doesn't have Subaru's eyesight. It actually has Toyota's Safety Sense 3.0, so all the Toyota driving aids are here, adaptive cruise and all that, and that works excellent. That works great. If you're used to what the Toyota Safety Sense system is about, you're going to be used to what's in the Subaru, in the Solterra version rather. And then final like that I have about the Solterra is just the basicness of it. It's if you know Toyota, if you understand Toyota, if you love how the Prius drives and everything else, you're going to love how this drives. I'm just saying, you're going to love how this drives, how it feels. It feels comfortable. It feels nice. I know some reviewers say that the Solterra and the BZ4X are half-baked. They're like not very good attempts at an electric vehicle, but I think they did fine under the circumstances. I mean, you know, Toyota is not planning on going to the all-electric game, but they want to dabble into it just to see what people think. And I think they did a decent job here. I really do. I mean, the interior for being this premium trim is nice. You have some kind of this cloth on the dash here. Again, I like the I like the Toyota infotainment, the gauge cluster and all that. And then I don't know about the squircle, but it's not bad. I like the leather. The leather really feels good on this steering wheel. Some downsides to the Solterra / BZ4X. Some 3 dislikes. Number one, okay, the steering wheel's a little bit weird for me. I'm not gonna lie. Here, let me zoom out. I can't believe I'm zoomed in. There we go. Steering wheel's a little bit weird for me. Not a big fan of the squircle. And then you have to have this kind of almost adjusted all the way down just to see over it, so you can see what's going on right here. So how I would drive I'm going to put the camera right in my eyesight. This is how I would drive. So this impedes a little bit. Then when I try and get out, my knees kind of hit down here. So I don't want to have to adjust the steering wheel every time I get out. So that's kind of a downside. Number 2 dislike I have about this is just, I don't know, it could use more range. I mean, when this thing's fully charged, you only get about 220 miles worth of range, and that's not enough. It needs more range to be a viable vehicle. I just wish it had more range. It was at half charge when I shut it off, and that half charge, this thing only had about 98 miles left, to empty. So, or to you're out of charge. So it needs more range. I think on 220 is a good day. 200 I would bank upon. Again, if you're using this for short distances, it should be fine. If you're going back and forth to work and your work is not that far, this should be great. But again, needs more range. And then final dislike I have for the Subaru Solterra is the fact that, it's just kind of an appliance. You fall back into, this is a Toyota Subaru appliance. There's no frills. There's nothing exciting about it. Yes, the styling looks great. I do like the interior. I think it's very unique and kind of quirky, but it's just an appliance. Just, if you're looking for just an appliance vehicle that's going to be reliable, get you back and forth to work, this is it. I wouldn't use this for long road trips unless you want to plan for charging or whatnot. But I mean, as far as that, would I recommend the Solterra over the multitude of other electric vehicles? It just depends on your need case. I think it's a great vehicle. It's smooth, it's quiet, it for what it is, but there's so many other options out there. I would say, so my last review of an electric vehicle was a Honda Prologue. When I compare this to the Honda Prologue, especially considering both around the same price, I would get this all day long over the Prologue. In fact, I would recommend this all day long over some of the GM GM sets, which would be the Equinox EV, the Blazer EV. I just think the implementation here is much better than in the Ultium platform, especially the Honda Prolong. Honda Prolong just garbage. Anyway, but comparing this to the Honda Pro, I think this is a lot better vehicle. Anyway, this has been JMC 6000. If you guys have any questions, comments, maybe you gotten a Subaru BZ4X or not Subaru, Toyota BZ4X or the Subaru Solterra, hit me up and let me know. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Have a great and awesome Thanksgiving, and we see you on the next one.